she's a doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dovec, and she's a dietitian.
Hey, I'm Hannah Schuyler, and together we are the DoctorXDietitian Collab.
We're back.
We're back.
Fans, we're sorry we missed last week, but we have had a lot going on here.
We have had so much going on. It has been a crazy, well, for me, a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And for you, like 6 months.
Oh, yeah. It looks so effortless. Everything looks so well put together, but there is so much behind the scenes details. It's a lot. It's intense. That's what we've been saying. How's it going? Intense. That's all I can say.
So tell the people what you're talking about.
Yes. So as some of you know, all of you know, I hope, we have launched our own private practice. Hannah and I together are in BodyByBariatrics. And today we wanted to come on the podcast and just really talk a lot about exactly what our practice's philosophies are and how our process is and what services we offer and how you, the patients, can get started, what resources we have for clinicians. We really want to make this just a state-of-the-art, first of its kind bariatric experience for all of you out there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So like I said, I joined a few weeks ago, but Dr. Dovec has been working on this thing like a mad woman. Like she said, it's like a duck swimming. You know, you see them like floating along the top, but underneath it's like the legs paddling so ferociously. Like that's exactly what it is.
Oh yeah, it's been a feverish pitch here, my friends. But I think it's all for the great here because we are one of the only programs in the country that has, of course, bariatric surgery, but we're going to talk a lot about our medical weight loss program. For those of you out there, I know some of you have listened to our medical weight loss 4-part series where we talked about who qualified, and it's a lot of us because it's BMI greater than 27 with issues related to weight, or BMI greater than 30 qualifies, or if you've ever had bariatric surgery, you qualify based on that fact. If you're stuck on a plateau gaining weight, we want to help you potentially with some medications. So we're going to talk a lot about what we offer, what that part of the program looks like, because we're getting a lot of questions and inquiries from our website, bodybybariatrics.com, wanting to know about our non-surgical options.
Yeah, we're really excited about everything that we're going to be offering. So I'm going to start this with kind of asking you some questions. I'm turning this into an impromptu interview.
Oh, who knew? Okay.
So I want to know, just to get us going here, like, what was the motivating factor for you to like take this leap?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you, some of you have seen me on Instagram talking a lot about how, boy, this is really, truly personifying, pushing life outside of your comfort zone. I have been a bariatric surgeon for 10 years. I have been very happy with caring for patients in the way that I was caring for patients. And I really wanted to kind of go out on my own and really try, especially to be able to increase access to care and to be able to go to the payers, the insurance companies, the employers, the people who decide whether you get surgery or you don't get coverage or you get medications or you don't have medications. Basically, those who are struggling with obesity, my life's mission is to help you to get the care that you need. And I felt that I needed to do that with BodyByBariatrics.
Wow. I love that. Like that is it's true. It's what you've been really pushing to do. And, seeing what you've done so far has been amazing and incredible. What has been maybe give me a highlight and a low light of the past 6 months of doing all of this?
Oh boy. One that's a highlight and a low light is the things that you're like, well, somebody else just takes care of that. Or I've talked a lot about Excel, just never having opened an Excel workbook, which some of you are like, what century are you living on? I know, but when you're training to be a surgeon, you just don't do those things. So everything that is sort of like the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey, when you think, no, I don't do that. Like, yes, I will. Yes, I'll get that Excel spreadsheet to you. Yes, I will learn how to get credentialed and contracted with the payers. Yes, I will understand this new EMR and its clearinghouse. I could go on and on with a million things. So I think the biggest high has been to push through sometimes painful, mentally exhausting types of things and being like, okay, it's not that intimidating after all. I can do this. I can figure this out. And I can meet a lot of very cool people through the process who've helped me along the way. So that's definitely been a high. The lows, it's a lonely road sometimes. And we talked a lot about solitude on our last episode. And I mean, it can be hard when, you're looking to your left and your right and you're just kind of working by yourself. So I'm super glad that the time is finally here where you are joining me and I look to my left and right and you're by my side and we're creating this together. And I think the low will make the high now of collaborating, creating, and just building something so unique. I just will savor it more now because I know what it's like when you don't have that kind of a partnership.
For sure. Yeah, I think that I could definitely see where that would be challenging. And especially for you, that is very much, you are kind of a combo, like lone wolf, like dark horse, but you also like very much need people and like that collaborative style of working. So I think that's really going to work. And, of course, right now our core team is like a total of 4 people, and a couple others sprinkled in here and there. But that's our main 4 that are on the boots on the ground, like, getting patients into the system, getting everybody through. So yeah, I think that having that little team has been really great,
I love it. And that's the other thing. So we are really small, but we're super efficient. So we've had to get really just kind of be nimble in terms of the way even we communicate with our patients. So you can text with us and that's what we want. Nobody
and we're
really,
obsessed with it.
We are like, I have an addiction to it. I'm going to confess here that I have a serious problem, my friends, with this thing. And I want to apologize right now if you have been, maybe a recipient of one of my midnight texts where I'm like, hey, it's Dr. Dovec. It's me.
It's her.
It is me. And I'm like, hey, did you still want that appointment tomorrow? I know that is unusual. You're probably thinking it's spam. No, it's really me and we love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Those messages are coming from us.
Yeah. So when we want you to text us because calls, nobody really, I don't know many people that want to talk on the phone and you call and you're waiting on hold and that whole thing. So we want to make it like you have a question, text us. We have people that man those, the texts and it's just easier for all of us. Or we can good old email you, but calls is kind of like, we have options, but
yeah, if you're a texter who doesn't have their phone with them 24/7,
mine's right here. Yeah.
So,
always. So let's talk about you a little bit. Let's flip this thing around and talk to me about some of the big ideas you have and how you really want to explode nutrition, medical nutritional therapy. We've talked about meal preps, meal planning, and some of the ideas you have for this exciting new project.
Yeah, I think that obviously we know that bariatric surgery and nutrition are hand in hand, best friends, worst enemies, partners in the long term, because with having the surgery, your nutrition changes. Like that's just how it is. And to me, I've come into this role in my philosophy of working with bariatric patients is trying to not be completely restrictive for a super long time. I understand there are periods of time where the diet is very restricted and that's part of it. And so that's just a reality and that's a truth. But I think really looking at the long term of patients, and especially we're seeing patients, maybe in their 20s or their 30s who have this long life ahead of them where they're thinking like, I'm going to be eating, bunny food for the rest of my life. And it shouldn't be that way. It's that eventually we want to get you to where you have this full palette of food. You have this full profile of flavors and textures and comfort and all of the things that come with food, because food is more than just what we eat. It's how we interact with the world. It's how we socialize. It's culture. Food is a huge part of culture. So and being able to find ways to incorporate all of those principles into a patient who has had bariatric surgery and keeping them meeting their goals, looking at weight loss, weight maintenance, if you're having some regain, where can we come in with some nutrition? And that's where we can get into, like you said, medical nutrition therapy or doing some coaching or things like that. Sometimes group sessions are really great for that kind of stuff because you get ideas from people who are really going through it. Neither of us have had bariatric surgery. We've worked with a lot of patients, but sometimes having that person who's really been in your shoes can be a big help. Other things that we know are super helpful for people but can be really overwhelming, like you mentioned, is meal planning. And, it's hard. It's like, it's not, I think people are like, well, just meal plan or meal prep. And there's like science behind it. There's an art behind it. You have to have the ideas. You have to have the thing, the skills, like cooking is a skill. Food prep is a skill. It's not just something that everybody has. And you have to work towards it. And so we're working to develop some really cool options as far as how can we help you with that meal plan? How can we make sure that you are successful, whether you're 1 month out from surgery or you're 6 years out from surgery? How can we help you with that planning? And a lot of that too goes along with the medical weight loss. So that hand in hand again with nutrition is going to be that medical weight loss piece.
I have to tell you, I am obsessed with your new meal planning because let me explain this even more what Hannah's been doing. She has been developing a really tight questionnaire that really just talks about who you are, what foods you really like, what foods you can't have, don't like, don't want, whatever, and being able to really personalize a plan so that you will have your breakdown of macros, like she said, your goals, so she can really precisely say, okay, the macros, this is how much, carbs should be in there, a lower portion, but this is how much protein higher, and then of course some fat in between. So we can really, you've been developing those. We love them. We got a little sneak peek in my household, and old Big A, the husband, he's the cook in the family. He's been, it's been really helpful for us. It's just really simple, really organized, really just easy to understand. I don't know. I love this whole thing. I've always wanted to be able to do it, but the fact that you're really customizing these plans for our patients, I just think it's just, it's that little extra, the little chef's kiss there. Mwah, it's perfect.
Yes. And I think that's, kind of going back to looking at Body by Bariatrics and what do we offer? Like, these are the types of things that I think going out and into this private practice world, we say this all the time to each other. It's like, oh, well, yeah, we can do that because there's no one to tell us no right now. And I think coming into this, I worked, my last 2 jobs were pretty corporate, great. They were, I had great benefits and work-life balance, and I loved talking to my patients and all of that. But there's always going to be, it's not the yes and of like improv. It's like the no because, or just no without a because. It's just no. And so I think that right now it's like, oh, maybe we should look at like meal planning. It's like, yes, and I have this great way to do it, and let's add it. Great. We're going to find a way to make that an accessible service to our patients and to anybody who wants to kind of come and join the practice. Yeah, no, I think that's great. And another perfect little case of that is that we were working furiously to get our website up. I mean, you guys, the website, the creative force behind that was Hannah. Hannah Schuyler is, little spoiler, she is a Canva, superstar. I mean, I love our website, and it's just such a labor of love. It looks so simple, but just coming up with the content that goes in between and what pictures and the images and what clicks when you click here, it's a lot. But anyway, when we were working on it and we were finalizing it and we were about to push publish on this, the final hour, I was like, Hannah, we need to do medical weight loss, and we needed to do it at the launch. So here we go. And now we are developing this. And so that's why we wanted to come on the podcast while we are now ready. That's why we didn't launch last week, but this week we are ready to tell you that we are accepting new medical or non-surgical weight loss patients. So Hannah also is kind of designing this program, but tell a little bit about what people are wondering, but it was confusing. So you've really simplified it. So tell a little bit about the different types of options that the patients can have. Yeah. So basically, when you look at what's the general structure of medical weight loss, so we'll need you to get labs prior to your first appointment. That's really important. And you're going to get labs continually throughout. So you'll get them throughout the year because that allows us to see certain things if we're using these different medications. Is it working? Is it treating the underlying cause? Like insulin resistance is a great example. Are we really getting at that insulin resistance with this medication by seeing those insulin numbers improve over time? So we're going to check that because we want to make sure that we're treating, it's not just weight loss, it's treating the underlying cause. So you'll get labs at least a week before your appointment. We'll send that out wherever you want, get us the results back. And And then you'll have kind of a group session. You'll learn about all the different medications that are available, maybe some that you're taking. If you go back and listen to our medical weight loss series, so much information about obesity promoting medications versus neutral versus weight loss promoting medications that aren't necessarily like what we're going to be prescribing. So if we're looking at like your allergy medications, like there's different classes that you can look at. So you're going to kind of learn about some of those things, and then you'll have you'll learn about the medications that we would potentially be prescribing, and then you'll have a one-on-one visit to go through what makes the most sense for you based on, again, those labs. Of course, we're going to look at that. And then we're going to also have to take into account the insurance, because that's a big factor. And again, something we're always pushing against and trying to get better access to. And as these become more and more common, and, hopefully payers are going to be covering them a lot more. But so based on those things, we're not going to slam you with a medication that you can't get because your insurance doesn't cover it and it's $1,500 a month.
Yes.
We're not trying to do that to you. So we're going to look at all of that. So that's kind of your basic option. You'll have 5 visits throughout the year spaced out. We'll have some things like some support groups. We're going to have some like weekly like open hours that you can come in, chat, again, maybe get some kind of closer support from maybe some other patients who are also doing medical weight loss. So it would be specifically for the medical weight loss patients. It would not be with the current surgical weight loss. Now, you might be somebody who was previous surgery and doing medical, and that's totally fine as well. And then we'll also do like a monthly kind of full support group where we'll go over different topics. We'll have, maybe bring in some different presenters, different kind of information for you, so that we'll get that really well-rounded. Because again, this is not just, here, we're going to give you medicine and that's it. Like, you need the ongoing support. So with that being said, the other thing you can add on to this medical would be dietitian visits. So you could do 2 visits, you can do 6 visits, or you can do just a la carte kind of thing. So that's going to be the different packages available. And then we'll also have access to adding on that meal planning program. So we can work on different types of meal plans, lengths, all of that kind of stuff. Again, it's going to be super tailored to your preferences, to your palate, all of that kind of stuff. And then we also have partnered with Advantage Point Behavioral to offer, they're going to give a discounted price for their behavioral session. So, again, we know that weight is not this singularly faceted issue, right? We think of it as the pie, and there's so many different things that go into it, and diet's one thing, and exercise is one thing, but stress is something, sleep is something, other lifestyle behavior change impacts that. So, stress is a huge reason for weight cortisol levels. So working with somebody, having that as an option to kind of add on in this process, that you can work with them specifically to, and again, that would be how frequently, how many visits you want to do. That's kind of up to you as far as that goes. So that's kind of the long, short description of it. If you're interested, we are going to be currently offering this once a month. Yep. So that initial visit would just be that once a month. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to us. You can find it on BodyByBariatrics.com. Our May session will be May 16th. Yep. So we will have to close that sign up 1 week before, because we got to get you to get your labs before. So just be sure, sign up ASAP so we can kind of get you situated, make sure everything's ready. So on May 16th, you are like ready to go. Otherwise, it'll be monthly from there.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome overview of all of the different things with medical weight loss. And people are asking, so what are the meds? And like you said, go re-listen to our episodes. But just to tell you, some patients who are struggling with their weight also have insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. So we are going to start by prescribing some semaglutide at low dose. Again, that's Ozempic. And then at higher dose, that is Wegovy. But that Wegovy is FDA approved as an anti-obesity medication. But a lot of people who might not have coverage for that, and like you said, it could be $1,200 to $1,500 a month, which is crazy. So we want to make sure that we know, like, okay, well, you have insulin resistance and your insurance company covers covers this semaglutide low-dose Ozempic, which is the same exact ingredient or a generic form of the high dose, which is Wegovy. So that's why we're checking your insulin levels, we're checking your glucose levels, we're checking to see what your hemoglobin A1C or your sort of a summary of how your blood sugars are. In addition, we're going to be, if for some reason you don't have any coverage like that, then we have other medications that are not the injectables, such as good old phentermine. It's really inexpensive. Even if you don't have insurance, it could be less than $5 a month. Phentermine plus topiramate is called Qsymia. So that's the brand name. Some of you might have coverage for that. And then finally, we're going to be prescribing something called Contrave, which is a combination of naltrexone and bupropion. So we have different meds. So we're going to try to get you the injectables if that's the best combination for you. But again, this thorough evaluation, like Hannah said, we're going to include both the labs, but we're also going to be looking at what you're currently on, what medications you currently take, so that we can say, oh, that medication you've been taking for depression or that one over there for high blood pressure, that actually causes you to gain weight. So can you take this list of alternative meds that are either weight neutral or even help you to lose weight? Can you take those to whoever prescribed it, whether that be your primary care provider or another specialist? So then that way, let's start with that. Let's not like have you on counteracting things. One thing that causes you to gain, and the other thing that helps you to lose. We don't want to, kind of cancel those two out.
Right. Yeah. Have that neutralizing effect for
Yeah,
sure.
No way.
So, all right. That's the medical.
Yes.
But
star of the show.
Is it though? Come on, Miss Bariatric Surgeon.
No, I'm saying the star of the show is bariatrics. That's what we have to come to, the surgery. I'm like, no, it's time.
Yes.
It's time. It's time for me to go there.
So tell us a little bit about like how this is working, how it's different from going to see a bariatric surgeon that is hospital-based.
Yeah, so this is, again, our communication, our little like kind of boutique. We're a little bougie. Our whole experience is, it's going to be extra. It's going to be like iconic is what we like to call it here. So bariatric surgery, the evaluation, whether you're doing surgical or non-surgical, as many of you know, we are 100% virtual. So we will see you through group appointments. Those will all be through Zoom. We'll have one-on-ones. Those will be through our patient portal app. So we'll connect through these video visits. So no matter where you are, whether you're, again, interested in any of our services, nutrition, non-surgical, medical, surgical, whatever, all of it, you can connect wherever you are on the globe. And that's what's so cool about just, connecting and all of that sort of thing. So the process for surgery. So we want to make that as frictionless as possible, because I think that that's sort of been one of the Achilles heels of a lot of bariatric programs, hospital-based. We have good intentions, my friends. I've always had good intentions, but sometimes we get a little fancy, a little romantic with our ideas, and we end up with, you have to see this person and that person. You're running all over town, and you just get frustrated. You're like, I just don't have the time. This is intimidating. This is too many checklist items. I can't do it. So we want to make you safe first and foremost. So everything we have you do, super, super safe. But we also want to make sure that we get all the insurance requirements, and we help you to do that, again, as efficiently as possible. So the way it works, you'll go to BodyByBariatrics.com. You'll take our free assessment. It takes less than a few seconds of that. You'll answer a few questions, and then we'll know that are you either utilizing insurance to have surgery, or are you going to go the self-pay route? So let's talk about insurance. So if you have insurance that covers bariatric surgery, what we do is we will get your insurance card, and then we have a team that will verify your benefits. So it's a free insurance check. If you want to see if you have coverage, if you're still on the fence, might as well throw your card into the ring, and we'll see if it comes back that, yep, you got coverage to have these surgeries done. So if you don't, or if you just don't want to deal with your insurance company's requirements, we have the most competitive cash pay price in the country for bariatric surgery, for the gastric bypass, and for revisional surgery. And also for sleeve, we're one of the most competitive. So no matter what you're having, sleeve, bypass, revision from sleeve to bypass, band to bypass, whatever, our price, if you book a consult before May 18th, the price is $10,518. So that $10,518 covers all of the fees, professional fees, surgical fees, the facility fee, the anesthesia fee, the assistant fee, everything. You'll get a bill, you'll pay it. We can use Care Credit, which is basically like you get a credit application, you take out like a credit card, you pay monthly payments, you can pay it off for as little as just a few $100 or a couple $100 per month. And it just makes it accessible. It's so exciting. And we have options for 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months that you can pay it back. So that is your options for self-pay. Then we operate all over Central Florida. We're at multiple locations in Orlando and in Lakeland. So we hope that we're conveniently located. Orlando is not a bad place to come and recover. So if you're from far away, MCO International Airport, fly right in. You'll stay a total of 3 days. You'll come in the day before surgery. You'll have surgery. You'll stay 2 nights after. And then on that third total day in town, you're clear to fly home as long as you're walking, peeing, and drinking. So you'll be very educated. We have lots of resources to make sure of that as well. And what is your thoughts on our new spin on, surgery and all that good stuff?
Yeah, to me, I think it's showing that like you said, it's really trying to make it as seamless as possible for the patients, which we know you get these requirements from the insurance companies. And like, truth be told, there's not much we can do about those. If they require something, they require it. And we'll help you in whatever way we can to get there. But I think that we're very easily accessible. We're, reducing a lot of that overhead, that administrative kind of cost as well, which is how we can help with those self-pay rates, and in getting them to be as competitive as they are. So I think that that's, to me is what's really good. And again, you're getting this personalized, like, we're there, we're chatting with you. It's we're trying to just take care of you as best as possible. And I think it just takes a lot of that. Again, it's the yes and. We're here to yes and you. So we're going to try to figure out as much as we can do to help get you through this process.
So if you call, you had a question, our team will go to the ends of the earth to figure it out. Yes. That's what I'm looking for in a team member. It's a requirement. I hate it when people, dealing with some of the system, these payers, and you do it and it's like, you have to wait 45 to 60 days for that to be active. I'm like, yo, can you please just help me out here? Like, just help me. I'm just like a human that's going to keep bugging you until you just help me. And so on the flip side of that, that's just general irritations. But when you, on the other side, as a patient, is somebody that's, kind of bravely putting yourself out there. You want to know that you're going to get called back or texted back or emailed back. You don't want to feel like a number. You want to feel like, wow, I'm a part of something with people who sincerely care about me, because we do. We're like super passionate about this and this business and this practice and just even the work product that of course we put out. So, we're just always humbled and honored by the opportunity to get to take care of patients. And, that's what we want to do here. So we do think that we are very, very special and unique, but we also offer other things, in addition to just traditional services. Like you said, we're going to do monthly support groups. We're going to have these sort of Q&A type sessions, this open office hours. But then we also have a private Facebook support group. Mm-hmm. And I started that a decade ago, and it's now grown to over 9,400 members and counting, and people are active. They share everything on that. We've talked about this many times, from the lowest lows to complete strangers to all the non-scale victories and all the great stuff and all the different ways of making sure you can succeed on this journey. But you're somebody that's somewhat newer. You've been on there since you started with me about 2 years ago. But what do you think about that community, about that voice in that group?
Oh, it's so interesting to see. People really will share so much. And what's interesting is, I'm not always, I don't share a whole lot on social media, especially not really personal kind of stuff. And so sometimes I'm like, wow, they're willing to share that. I'm surprised. But what's always interesting is there's 99% of the time someone in the comments that said the same thing happened to me. Yeah. And I think it's such a safe space that even though it's large, there's, like you said, 9,400 whatever people in it, it still feels really safe because all of these people have gone through a similar experience to you. They've been on this journey, or they're starting this journey. They're somewhere in there. And so to me, it's always been you know, and I've heard people say this too, like, it's so supportive. Like, I come here, you know, I have maybe a family that's not as supportive, or I've got friends who say these kind of nasty things to me, and people are, you know, they're like, well, they're not your friend then. Like, I'm your friend now.
I love those. I'm like,
yeah, I'm your mom now. So it's like, I definitely see a lot of that. And you see some of the same people who, you know, they're in there more regularly. And we just met up with some of our patients the other day. And it was really funny because one of them was like, oh my gosh, you're like a celebrity to me. Because like he was posting previously a whole lot on the Facebook support group and, you know, really keeping us up all with his project progress and everything. So it was just really fun to see. She's like, yeah, I know everything about you, you know, which sounds creepy or not, but whatever, you know, it's just kind of funny because it does, you see those people.
No, I mean, I love that. So, but before we go on, I did see that you posted something very personal the other day. Your face is sheer panic.
I'm like, what? I don't even remember.
On your personal account, you posted pictures of your spice rack. Isn't that in all your new spices?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that like a personal thing?
No, it's just my spices.
I mean,
I do sometimes. That's also like my private.
Yeah, no, she has a private one.
Yeah,
that's lit, you guys. You guys will never get into those stories, but those things are hilarious.
Half the time, there's nothing on there. Let's be real.
No, I'm going to tell you.
I did post a really cute anniversary, 6-month anniversary.
Again, guys, that's her Canva skills right there. I mean, that is like those pictures that when you slide it, it goes all the way across, seamless. I was looking at that thing with the magnifying glass, like, well done. I loved it.
I was proud of that one.
That one was beautiful. It was so good.
I'll share it to our DoctorXDietitian.
Well,
Instagram.
I love that. But like you were saying about like meeting up with our patients. So we had a little photo shoot the other day with just a handful of our patients. And I mean, just seeing them, it was, first of all, we were in this park and it was this golden hour and the sun was shining. And I just felt like it was heaven. Like, I don't know. It was, everyone's kind of emotional and we were having so much fun and it's just sincere. And it was really awesome. And it makes me like, I started like thinking, and like some of you, when I was in Maryland, I had these big reveal celebrations where we would have thousands of people come together and we would showcase their successes and show their befores and tell their stories, and everybody was cheering, and it was just like humanity at its finest, and I loved it. And then just seeing that little mini piece of like what we used to do the other day, I was like, BodyByBariatrics is itching for some guys. We're gonna do something big, and that's the thing. It's like, all right, well, we can do this at this place at this time, and all right, here we go. Like we can do anything. There's no rules. Oh goodness, this is fun.
Someone please give us some rules.
No,
just kidding.
We are free birds, and I love it. I love it because we are just, I mean, I think that's to go back to your original question, like why do this? Because I want to disrupt this game in the way that, just like the way you always think conventional wisdom, the status quo, how we have to do things. It's boring.
Well, it's boring. And it's, you know, as we've learned and as we've been doing this and figuring all these things out, it's inefficient. You know, we took a walk before we started recording. We're talking about, you know, some of the things that you've been going through, and you're talking about like billing, and it's like, yeah, you can have these billers in the middle, but what are they really doing? And they're adding this other layer, they're adding costs, they're adding all these things. And it's like, okay, well, like, do we need it? Like, no. So can we do this, and can we make it more efficient, make it faster, make it more accessible for people? And I think that's where we're really trying to fill that, you know, where people have been kind of thrown around by these big hospitals or different surgical centers that have like insane requirements. You know, you have to go in person and weigh in once a month, or you have to go in, you know, to do 12 dietitian visits. And of course, I'm always a fan of dietitian visits. Sure. I think they're great and people should utilize it more than they do in certain, but is it efficient? Is it effective at getting that education across? Or can we look and, you know, we use NuTri, which is our education system to help with that. And so like, what are some other ways where we can do that? So we have more time to really solve your individual problems versus saying, okay, we're doing 12 visits today, and in every single one, I'm going to talk about protein and how it's important.
Yeah.
You know,
I know. No, but that's so true. Like customize, people want personalizations. People want that feeling like they're special. I want to feel special. And yeah, you are special. Yeah. So I mean, there's countless ways. And I think you're so right. And we want to remove the barriers. Mm-hmm. Like, if this is what you want, if this is what is going to change your life, then by God, we're not going to be the ones that get in your way. We're going to help you to the best of our abilities to help you to achieve what you want. From a financial standpoint, from a process standpoint, we feel like we're masters of the process and just getting you, like I said, seamlessly and safely, of course, through to having these procedures. So, oh my goodness. And also, if you want a little, like, in addition to the website, if you want to see Canva girl over here and some of the things, you got to check out our final preparation packet too.
Oh yeah. You can access it from our website. It's on the For Patients page, and you click on the little graphic that says like final prep packet. Yeah. You'll get to our all of our materials there if you want to check any of that out. There's more to come, I promise. Oh yeah, she's working. There's every time her husband B walks by, he'll see either my face or color number FF00E5, and that is our hot fuchsia Body by Bariatrics branded color. That's all I see when I go to sleep. It's just hot fuchsia. When you look at our Canva home, it's like pink, 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 pink. Yeah, it's very similar to the DoctorXDietitian color. So it's like, I know the shade is like I don't even know how shades go, but it's just like a hair slightly off. It's like it's almost like sometimes when I'm doing, I'm like, which one's FF0085? Like I can't tell which one's which. But so I love our final prep packet. I love all of it. Like we said, like we're having so much fun, you guys, and I don't know. Like, I'm just like bubbling for all of you to get to see it and take care of you. I'm just so happy. I know. And it's interesting because, like I said, I've been doing it for a couple weeks. I left my job a couple weeks ago. And even for me, like here, I'll share a personal thing. Ooh! Yeah. But like, it's like waking up in the morning. You're not like that, like, I gotta go to my computer and get started. It's like, all right, I gotta go check and see if anybody's texted us overnight. It's like that excitement. And I think our whole team is like that. I know you're like that. Like you have this like weight lifted off of your shoulders of like, I'm finally kind of free of what I've been doing, working in these systems for 10 years. I have this autonomy. I have this freedom. Like, yes, we're working maybe late nights and maybe we're working some weekends and, you're obviously starting, our times are early. So that's always been a thing. But, early mornings, it's all of that kind of stuff. But it's like, all right, we're really doing what we want to be doing and in the best way that we can. I know. So true. And I returned to operating this week. Yes. And just feels so good. I was there. I know Hannah was there. She was by my side and she met the patients. Outside of the sterile field. No, she didn't touch anything. Nothing blue was touched. That is meant to be sterile and clean and not to be disrupted. There's a very specific Your dietitian does not help with surgery. I promise. No, she's just there. She met the patients and it was just such a great day. We had two lovely, lovely patients who just awesome people. And it was just so good. And it was just exciting. It's just so exciting that it's a new chapter in my life. It's a new chapter in your life. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it is something that the minute my eyes open, I can barely sleep. Like I love this grind and I don't know, like I'm obsessed a little bit. Like I said, I have some problems. I am 100%. I'm like, I had to give her a break. I had to restrict her access. Oh yeah, we did do that. We were like, she set a timer on my watch for 5 hours. I had to stay away from texting you guys. I can't stay away from you, my loves. I cannot. But then we don't get any other work done. So I know because I just start writing you guys back, and I'm like, I have to be creating because it's like it feels so good. I'm like, oh my gosh, like. Hey girl, hey, from Baltimore, I remember you. Or like, your friends or family or sisters with so-and-so. Like, how are they? And then I'm not talking about like the cruise you took in 2021. Like, I don't even know how we go there, but there I am writing you all of these things. But so if it's at midnight tonight, it's my fault. I know it's going to be because I need to get on that. You've been preventing me from getting what I need from my patients. I know. Okay. Well, one more time, we'll throw it out there. The website is BodyByBariatrics.com. We're also, of course, as you know, we're always on Instagram at BodyByBariatrics. And then we're not going anywhere as DoctorXDietitian. We're here. This is not becoming just like a Body by Bariatrics fan account here. So thank you all for listening to this episode, learning a little bit about what is going on in our lives, professionally, and I guess a little personally. I didn't go too far.
No, you
Sorry,
didn't.
it was kind of a
next time. I'll go way over where we're gonna have to like bleep things out. We'll go next episode.
So, but yeah, always check us out on our website, DoctorXDietitian.com. Refer back to those medical weight loss episodes if you are new to us. There's great episode guides on there as well, so you can really learn about what is that. You can learn about the bariatric basics, episode 2. Great one if you are one of our new followers, one of our new folks here. Go take a listen to that. Really good information about what is the basics of bariatrics. We've got macro and micronutrient episodes. We've got it all covered. Go and listen to the Seinfeld episode. I will always try to get people to listen to that one. I don't think anyone gets it. It's fine.
That was a dud.
Whatever. It was really fun to do.
Yeah, it
was. We're going to do another one. Sorry,
guys.
But yeah, check out all of we've got a bunch of old episodes if you're new with us. So thanks for joining us today. And we will see you all next week.
Here we go. Thanks again. Dr. X Dietitian signing out.
Bye.
Bye.